Christmas shopping ideas with Matt from BAAM Ranch and the Grinch. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Matt with BAAM Ranch here. So it's that time of year again already. Thanksgiving is actually this freaking week. Blows my mind. But anyway, let's talk about some gift ideas for men in your life. And I'm not talking about these sissy men. I'm talking about real men, real dudes that do real dude stuff, the stuff that they actually want. I've got a table here in front of me, just some stuff that I kind of gathered up from around the garage. So let's go over this. Hey, and don't worry, if he already has one of these items, you need to think like a real man. There's nothing in the world that's gonna make him not want a second one. I'll have links to most of this stuff below in Amazon. I'll get like a 1% commission if you use my link, so that'd help me out a lot if you did that. All right, so let's get started. Let's go with the obvious stuff. Just a good old knife. Could be something like this, you know, your survival knife, you know, something cool. You know, this is a lightning out the front automatic knife. They're just fun to play with. They're fidgety. They're, you know, just good quality knives that are fun to have. Or maybe a Spyderco Delica or an Endura. Excellent quality, just EDC, everyday carry knife. I've had this one forever. I bet I've got a dozen of these Spyderco knives in just all different shapes and sizes, and even different models, different submodels of the, you know, the Delica, like this one is here. Another thing is a multi-tool. When you're talking multi-tools, we're talking either Leatherman or SOG. There's a few Gerbers that are okay, but I really do like the SOGs, the SOG, and the Leathermans. It doesn't matter. Get a full-size one, get a compact one, get a skeletonized one. It doesn't matter, and this is definitely one of those things that if the man in your life already has one of these, he's going to love having a second one anyway. Where do we go from there? How about a good set of binoculars? These are from Nikon. These aren't super high quality, but they're in the couple $100 range. A good pair of 8 or 10 power binoculars. The roof prisms are generally considered the best ones. They're the ones with the straight tubes here. They give a little bit clearer of an image, and they're a whole lot more lightweight and compact. I have probably a dozen set of binoculars, and there's other pairs that I want. Like I said, I really like these Nikons. Nikon, Leupold, any of the name brands that you kind of hear out there now and then, they're all pretty good, and I don't think you'll go wrong with any of them. Now, there are some really cheap ones like Barska. You know, if you're spending under $50 on a set of binoculars, you're probably getting something that's pretty crappy. And whenever I say crappy, I mean like they're absolute shit. You can't see anything out of them. The image is blurry. So you need to try to shoot to spend about that $100 range for some binoculars. I'll link some below that I've had good luck with. How about some tools? Every man loves tools. This is a screwdriver from Milwaukee. I got a whole set of these, I don't know, a year or so ago, and they're priced right. They seem to work good. I like the handles on them. You know, you can really get down there and grip on them. I've actually used them enough that I've lost 1 or 2 of them already. But this Milwaukee came in a set of about 10 or 12 different screwdrivers. Excellent deal, because good quality screwdrivers are really worth their weight in gold. Whichever ones you buy, you want to make sure that the shank on them has that hex or square. That way, you know, you can, if you got something really stuck, you can get a wrench on there and help break it loose. A bonus, which these don't have, so it's not a deal breaker, is some sort of hardened cap, so you can kind of strike at it with a hammer and not break your handles. If you want to spend a little bit more money, let's talk about some power tools that are some good gift ideas. I really like the 12 volt series from Milwaukee. Now then, if somebody already has, DeWalt or Makita or any other brand, you're kind of married to the battery system. That's what you buy, is the battery system. Most people start out with the 18-volt stuff, and that stuff's good. But ever since I got these 12-volt tools from Milwaukee, I don't ever touch my bigger stuff. And like this impact wrench right here, this will remove almost any bolt on a passenger vehicle, except for something that's really big. This will remove bumper bolts, this will rotate tires, and nothing flat. The drill has plenty of power for the average person and what they need to do. What the difference is if you're gonna be, mixing concrete or something, you're gonna want something a little bit more. Or if you're, putting on a sheet metal roof, well, the larger size batteries will, get you through that without having to change batteries. Now, that is quite a bit of an investment, but buy the combo kit of the drill and driver in the Milwaukee 12-volt line, and that opens you up to just hundreds of other tools, from lights, everything else. Speaking of lights, how about a flashlight? I should have brought one out here. I didn't think about it till now, but a headlamp is a good idea as well. A good quality flashlight. This one is ATAC. I've got them from Phoenix. I've got them from Olight. Good rechargeable batteries, preferably USB rechargeable. Olight has one out right now that I'll link below. That the next light I'm probably going to get is going to be that one. If you want the best of the best, go with Surefire. They're expensive. They are stupidly expensive. And to be honest, they're overpriced. But I've never been disappointed with a Surefire light, and I've bought a bunch of them. How about a set of earbuds? These are from Jlab, and they're like 20, 25 bucks. I use these every day because I listen to podcasts and stuff while I'm at work. One benefit that I will say of these particular ones is I generally just wear one at a time, so I can kind of have some situational awareness. I can stick it in my ear, and at work, we have to wear ear protection. So, those fit perfectly underneath my ear protection. And a lot of people want to get, Bluetooth earmuffs, and that's fine. But the only issue I have with those is as soon as I'm done and I take them off, I no longer have my music or my podcast or whatever it was I was listening to. So that's why I like these. I think Raycon makes some. I don't think the AirPods from Apple work as well inside of hearing protection as the ones from Raycon, Beats, and Jlab. I like these Jlabs. There's some audiophile out there that'll tell me that they're poor quality. I haven't noticed it, and I'm not gonna upgrade. So I'll definitely link those below. On to that, let's talk about hearing protection. So whether you're, out shooting guns or just, even doing yard work, it's really important to have some good quality ear protection, and specifically electronic ear protection. These have a switch on them, and if you haven't ever used any of these, you can turn that on, put the earmuffs on, and it takes that ambient noise, like the conversational noise, and it pipes it into the earmuffs. So you can hear a whisper, and you can actually turn them up really loud and get superhuman hearing. And the instant that goes into a level that could cause hearing damage, it automatically cuts the sound off, and you get all of the advantages from normal ear protection. These are the Walker razors. I really like these. I liked my Peltors better, but these right here are a little bit more comfortable, although the audio quality coming in isn't quite as good. And I see that as a safety item. If you're out shooting with kids or even working with chainsaws, you want to be able to hear if somebody hollers your name, or somebody needs help, or, a tree that starts to crack and fall. Lawnmower, you want to know if you've, going to run over a child or something. So yeah, I definitely recommend some of these. I'm gonna link these below. Okay, we're talking about men here, right? So who says you can't get them a firearm? Wonderful gift idea. And maybe it's a Glock 19. Maybe it's something like this, a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Well, but my husband or my boyfriend or, you know, my whatever, my dad, he already has Glock 19. You know how many Glock 19s I have? Well, I'll tell you this, if I get 10 more of them, I'm not going to complain. Same with this, you know. And a lot of times, some men, they've already got, you know, their Glock 19 and their, you know, their little extra gun, you know. And don't be afraid, which they're not cheaper. Don't get me wrong, they're not cheaper. Buy a good Smith & Wesson revolver. This is a .357 Magnum, model 28, but you can get a good, you know, model 686 and stainless. Those are a wonderful shooting gun. You can go with the Rugers. It doesn't matter. I really like the Smiths. Just personal bias. It's what I like the most. And, you know, even just a, you know, a good old single shot shotgun. You know, everybody likes the cool pumps and the tactical and all of that stuff. But I'm telling you what, you go out hunting, carrying this super, super lightweight 12 gauge shotgun around, or 20 gauge work just fine too. You're gonna, man, you fall in love with these things. Yeah, they're single shot, but oh well. You need to be training and practicing and getting good at what you're hitting anyway. So yeah, I really recommend, you know, go and try to find one of these. If you can find one used, it's actually better because the best ones aren't in current production anymore. The ones that are out there are either exorbitantly expensive or they're just junk. So find you a used H&R or a New England Firearms, one of those, and man, you'll be good as gold. I'm gonna stand up right quick and get the other item. Every man needs a bench vise. This is a small one, and this is all most people need. Now I have 3 of these. I have this one, and this one is waiting for a pedestal to be mounted on so I can kind of move it around the property as needed, you know, and it's not tied to a bench. And then I have a big Wilton, and then I have another little tiny small one that screw clamps onto my bench right over there. If you were gonna buy one, I would suggest getting something relatively small like this one. It can be mounted hard and fast to a workbench, but having it on a mobile pedestal, man, that's good as gold right there. You just cannot beat having the portability of that. And if it's mounted to like an old, you know, wheel from a car, you know, it's heavy enough. It's not going anywhere. You can beat and bang on it, everything. So yeah, consider a bench vise. The good thing about these is the cheap ones are pretty good. I'll link in the description and comments, I'll link to one made by Yost on Amazon. They're actually pretty good for what you spend on them. I don't have any issues with that. Now then, what about something that's a little bit more serious of a tool? Let's talk about a welder. My welder is over there and it's buried and it's mounted to a cart, and it's not really conducive to bring over here with me. But I'll insert some video of kind of using it. But I got one made by Bestarc. They actually sent it to me for review. This has been a few months ago. And I was expecting to just trash the heck out of that thing. But man, I'll tell you what, I've used it for a couple projects and I kind of like it. And here's the thing, I own a big commercial duty engine-driven welder, a proper welder, like what you see running around on all these professional welding rigs. I don't use it. It's just so easy to go get that little tiny inverter welder and plug it into a regular wall outlet, take care of all my welding tasks like that. What's the longevity of it? I don't know, but it's under 200 bucks. If it lasts 5 years, I think the ones made by Miller are $1,500. And I don't have any complaints at all with this thing. It's a real welder. Blows my mind that it works. And here's the thing, if you're not a property owner, it's something that you can use in an apartment with an extension cord out to the parking lot. Weld up a little project, maybe some sort of wall art or something like that. Nobody knows that they need a welder. Nobody thinks they need a welder until they get one. And then they never know how they got by without one. So consider picking up one of those little Bestarc welders as well. All right, guys, well, that's all I got for you. Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving and all of that other stuff. My buddy over here, he says hello. And until next time, be safe. Oh, one more thing. You should subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment. All right, until next time, y'all be safe.